Major Slack videos.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this beautiful planet of ours. Welcome to the sultry, smooth sounds of Station SLAK, coming at you live from Montreal, Quebec at 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to have to keep my voice low to avoid disturbing the neighbors, and if you're wondering why I'm recording at 4 a.m., please read my latest community post. I'll put a link in the video description. This is part 4 of my Elden Ring No Horse Challenge, and we're here at the Third Church of America so that we could take the waygate, the secret waygate over here in this little ravine here, to the round table. Here's the waygate. Take this. This will take us out of the Limgrave zone, and as soon as you do that, rest at a site of grace. Melina will contact you and offer to take you to the round table, and we need to do that because we need to access a blacksmith that can upgrade our weapons past level 4. So here's the site of grace. Rest, and Melina will talk to us.
Forgive me. I've been testing you to determine if the Elden Ring would truly have you, if you had the mettle to endure this long and arduous path. It seems my worries were unfounded. Torrent had your measure from the very start, whereas I merely pretended. There is but one other thing I can do to offer you guidance. I can take you to the Round Table Hold, gathering place of tarnished champions, guided by grace. Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment.
I just love the sound of her voice. And off to the round table hold we go. Over here, just past the fireplace, and around the corner is the blacksmith.
Your new phase, no matter. Lay out your...
Now we have 2 smithing stones too, so we can upgrade our great axe to +4. Next, we're going to go back to Gatefront, and we're going to farm a brass shield. A brass shield is very important because it has no skill on it. Right now, when we use a shield, it has the parry skill on it. Our default shield has a parry skill on it. This is no good. Here at Gatefront, 4 of these soldiers are carrying a brass shield. There's a chance that they'll drop a brass shield when you kill them. So to farm a brass shield, all you have to do is kill these 4 soldiers that I'm going to show you. This guy, just kill him to get him out of the way. Kill the bugle boy. He has a brass shield. If you look very carefully, see that triangular brass shield? That's 1 chance of getting a brass shield. 2 more chances are around the corner here in this little room here where there are 2 soldiers. 1 soldier's here. He has a brass shield. Check the drops. That guy, see, there's a very clear shot of the brass shield. That's what you're going for. And soldier number 4 with the brass shield is usually in front of the campfire, the little cooking pot there. But he went off to investigate. He's right over there. Gonna kill him. If you don't come up with a brass shield, rinse and repeat. Go back to the site of grace, rest, and try again. Now, every time you do this, regardless of whether you come up with a brass shield or not, you should grab a smoldering butterfly from that cooking pot. So at the very least, you're making money and you're stocking up on smoldering butterflies, alright? Plus, these guys also have a chance of dropping smithing stones, so you're going to be stocking up on smithing stones as well. Okay, so I'm just going to skip ahead to when I finally get a brass shield. And I got one from Bugle Boy. There we go, brass shield. Great shield, 100% damage negation, 100% physical damage negation rather, and it has no skill on it. The only drawback is it requires 16 strength, but we got that covered, no problem. Alright, so go to it. Hope you get lucky. If you don't worry about it. It's not an absolute necessity. I'm going to show you an alternative later on. Okay, I'm equipping my brass shield. I did this recording a week ago. The Gamer Slack did this recording a week ago, so I kind of forget exactly what I did in what order. I'm kind of rushed to do the dubbed in commentary as a result of, well, read my latest community post. I'm under pressure here to do this recording. Humble apologies, I'll do the best I can.
Goodbye.
Oh, that's right. Because I was lucky enough to get a pickaxe out of the Limgrave tunnels, this is equivalent to the great axe. So what I did was I put the sacred blade on the pickaxe, which I could use in one hand because we meet the strength requirements for the pickaxe right away. And I can use the brass shield in the other hand. So pickaxe in the left or the right, and the brass shield in the left. Now, if you weren't lucky enough to get a pickaxe, just continue using your great axe with the sacred blade Ash of War on it. And we are now back at Fort HAIGHT, and we're going to go running through Fort HAIGHT. When you enter this little hedgehog chicane here, make sure you run up the right side to avoid getting attacked by the guy with the crossbow up top. Okay, and you're gonna jump up on these rocks here, and we're gonna circle around the back, continuing to collect any ingredients we see. There are 2 blood roses back here. One is hidden behind here. Make sure you grab that. And all these earthly flowers, I'm just grabbing those for a little bit of chump change. I have no intent of making any multiplayer items with those. And one more blood rose is behind this tree here. Having grabbed all those, we're going to go around to the ass end of Fort HAIGHT. This is the best way to approach Fort HAIGHT. Right here. And as you see, there's a golden seed right ahead. Throw a dagger at this soldier to get his attention. You're going to have to throw 2 to get his attention. Back off a little bit. And then use your sacred blade to finish him off. Down he goes. Now get your sneak on. Get your sneak on. And look up to the right there. You're going to see a mad pumpkin head. As soon as you enter this area, he always comes down the stairs. So wait for him to come all the way down the stairs. What he's doing, he's investigating the demi-humans who are attempting to raid the fort. So he's coming down and he's going to go around to the front and start whacking those demi-humans. So wait for him to do that. This will give you a clear shot of going up the stairs and entering the fort. And then in the meantime, you can go over here, grab a golden seed. This will give us an extra flask charge when we get back to Ascetic Grace. And this guy has a brass shield, as you can see. You can farm him for a brass shield, but it's, you know, it's not the easiest farm. Do him in with a couple of holy water pots, and up we go. Now with the short bow and your fletched fire arrows, hit that barrel there. Those are explosive barrels, and that'll take care of that guy easily enough. Try to get a headshot on this guy. It's important you take out these guys because they'll be throwing fire bombs down at you, see? So take out both those guys before you enter the fort. And this is why I had you make fletched fire arrows, because they could reach all the way up there. If you didn't make fletched fire arrows, they won't go all the way up here. Then you can rush in here, turn around, and do a sacred blade on this rat here. And there's another rat over to the right here. Wait for it, right there. Sacred blade on him. Once again, if you don't have the pickaxe, don't worry about it. Just continue to use your great axe with the sacred blade on it. I think I only used my shield once maybe in this entire run. In this entire video. Third rat here. You can either let him approach and do a guard counter, if you were lucky enough to get a brass shield, or use Sacred Blade on him. Okay, now you're going to equip your bow, and we're going to go up and do a little sucker play here. Hang on, just got to take care of this fourth rat here. Forgot about him. Same thing, Sacred Blade or guard counter. Okay, haven't taken care of all those rats. We're now going to draw the guys out of the room here with your short bow. Approach and get him to come out. Once you see him approaching, you're going to jump off and you're going to target that barrel, that explosive barrel right there. Boom. Introduce him to the Big Bang Theory. Grab some smoldering butterfly, and we're just going to roll in and roll out to get the rest of the guys to come out. Roll in, roll out, get this guy to come out. Sacred Blade. And that should clear everybody. There's usually 2 guys and a rat in here, and I think the rat came out already. So it's going to peek in, take a look around, and then we're going to grab this cookbook here, the Nomadic Warriors Cookbook 6, which will allow you to make blood arrows and blood grease. That's really important. That's one of the main reasons we came here. Plus to get the Dectus Medallion. That's of course a very important reason, the Dectus Medallion. Alright, so run up here. Do a charge attack on this guy. Don't try to do a backstab, it won't work. The game won't let you do a backstab on that guy, so just do a charge attack to finish him off. This guy, you can either use Sacred Blade, or you can throw some holy water pots at him, or you use your short bow. Precision aim. Aim high. If you can hit him in the head, it's an instant kill. Alright, and now get your Lone Wolf Ashes ready to go. Because there's the camp boss at the top on the left. Creep up the stairs about halfway up and spawn your Lone Wolves. Maybe about 3/4 of the way up the stairs. Spawn your Lone Wolves so that they spawn near the top of the stairs, and you're just going to peek up and get them activated. Once they start attacking the camp boss, you're going to run in behind them and start using Sacred Blade on them whenever you can. Look for an opening, make sure his back is to you, get close, Sacred Blade. Now every time you do a Sacred Blade, you're going to back off, because if you notice, whenever you do a Sacred Blade, you take a big step forward. So Sacred Blade, back off. Okay, get into the routine of doing that. Here I took a chance. Took some heat. Keep your distance from this guy, because he is a force to be reckoned with. Alright, having finished him off and earning the Ash of War Bloody Slash, rather. Grab yourself some blood rose here. And we're going to go to the top of the tower to get the Dectus Medallion right, if I recall correctly. Either the Dectus Medallion right or left, I forget which one. The other one is found at Fort Faroth. You're going to need both of those to operate the Grand Lift of Dectus. Dectus Medallion left. Back downstairs, and all that is left is the Mad Pumpkinhead. Make sure you go down here and grab a smithing stone. And if you recall correctly, the Mad Pumpkinhead is very susceptible to fire pots, and we have the high ground on him. At the same location where that ballista guy was shooting arrows down at us. So make yourself a fire pot. You're only going to need one. Go back over to the ballista and look down. Target him, throw a fire pot. It should do a lot of damage. I was lucky enough because he'd already taken a lot of damage that finished him off. If it doesn't finish him off, you're going to have to go down there, but make sure your Lone Wolf Ashes take the point. That is, go down and make sure your Lone Wolf Ashes go and target him, start attacking him, and then you can finish him off with Sacred Blade. And that is Fort HAIGHT done. So at any time we can report back to Kenneth HAIGHT that we completed his objective and cleared the fort. We'll be doing that later. Alright, so we have an extra flask charge. And we're going to throw all that into FP. We're going to continue to not use the flask of Crimson Tears, so piling it all flask charges into the flask of Cerulean Tears. No health flask. Next stop is the graveyard, the Golden Room graveyard off to the southwest here. It's gonna do in this turtle to get some turtleneck meat. That's important. Whenever you see turtles, whack them and get that turtleneck meat. Okay, switch over to my Gravitosaurus, see if I can farm some flight pinions from these guys here. He shoots, he scores. And this graveyard has a lot of moolah. It also has about a half dozen wolves. You can take care of them easily with the Sacred Blade. It's a one-shot deal for any normal wolf. This alpha wolf here is going to take 3 or 4, so make sure, like I said, you back off after every Sacred Blade. He is a force to be reckoned with. Watch it now, watch it. Down he goes. Normally I just clear enough wolves around this area just to have like free reign of the area so I can collect all the golden runes. I don't have to go, I don't necessarily go after all the wolves. You know when you've gotten all the wolves when you get an enemy group refill. So there are 7 golden runes here to collect. That's how I know I've gotten them all. So that's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. And this is 7. Okay, so you know you got them all when you got 7. Next we're going to push off to the northwest. See this little cliff off to the left there? Just going to follow this cliff along to the northwest. We're going after a Sacrificial Twig. This is really important for Stormville Castle when we finally take on Stormville Castle. We're going to get another Sacrificial Twig from the captain at Castle Morn. So eventually we have 2 Sacrificial Twigs. But in this graveyard over here, this is the location that very few Elden Ringers actually go to. There's a free Sacrificial Twig. What a Sacrificial Twig does is it's like a talisman. You put it in your talisman slot, and if you die, you don't lose all your runes. But the Sacrificial Twig will be used up. So it's like a consumable. There it is right there. Alright, so grab that, jump down here, and I should have warned you, equip your halberd. I totally forgot to do this. Yeah, equip your halberd so that when you jump down here you can easily take care of this bear here. So I did do this bear the hard way. Took some heat. Yeah, equip your halberd and you can use the charge forth skill to easily take care of that bear, as you have seen in previous videos. Alright, so trucking right along here. Back to the Church of Ella, we're going to cash in.
Always.
Easiest way to cash in all your golden runes is just simply sell them.
Goodbye.
This gives us a lot of money and then we can level up. At this point we're going to start leveling up dexterity. Alright, dexterity. Okay, so 1 point to dexterity up to 15. And I forgot what I did next, I think. Oh yeah, back to the Third Church of America because I'm just short of the next level up. Maybe about 1,000 runes. We're going to take down this troll for a quick 1,000 runes. We're not quite ready to start the money farm with the vulgar militiamen, which is the easiest way to farm money at this stage of the game, is to go to that location in Caelid right near the Bestial Sanctum and kill those Vulgar Militiamen. Each one is worth 1,000 runes, but they're at this point they're a little too dangerous for us to handle, so we'll have to use the troll here at the Third Church for some quick cash when we need it. Here I wouldn't recommend doing what I'm doing. I was experimenting with blinding the troll before taking him on. I would just go with your normal troll takedown strategy, which is to use the broadsword, do a square off strong twice, which will bring down the troll. Then you could do a critical hit with your war axe, or your great axe rather, and then a charge attack to finish him off. Should be able to do it without using a sleep pot, but I would have the sleep pot ready to go to backup as a backup plan. Okay, now here my plan was, which didn't actually work. I should have spawned the wolves first. Trolls get blinded if you hit them right in the face with an arrow. So this is what I was going for. It's just experimenting with a new strategy. I should have actually spawned the wolves first. So I wasted his blind time at spawning the wolves. Like I said, don't do this. Sometimes I just can't help experimenting with new strategies, even if I'm recording. Okay, so a couple of Sacred Blades. Out goes the sleep pot because like I'm kind of in a panic and say, okay, forget about that strategy. Throw a sleep pot at him, bring him down, and critical hit. Actually, my wolves woke him up, as you can see, and I managed to bring him down again, stagger him again with a jump attack. If I was going after this guy, I wouldn't even spawn the wolves, because as you can see, once you stagger him and bring him down, the wolves will quickly bring him out of the stagger because they're repeatedly attacking him. So yeah, I would even go without the lone wolves. Anyways, the whole point of that was to earn an extra 1,000 runes, so now we can level up again. Not quite, sorry. I'm 300 short, which is why I'm going to the Agil Lake South side of Grace, where I know this giant crab is. This is an easy way to make 300 runes. I'm about 300 runes short. A couple of Sacred Blades should take care of this guy. You may take some heat, but just know the 2 Sacred Blades will kill him. Okay, so there's 300 runes. 318 runes. Whenever you need an easy 300 runes, do that. Agil Lake South. Okay, so now I have enough to level up. Okay, hit up a site of grace, and once again, points into dexterity. So we're up to 16 now. The ultimate target for dexterity is 17. Dexterity 17. Alright, back to the first step site of grace. Okay, and I'm putting the Sacred Blade Ash of War back on the pickaxe. This is the time, I think the only time I actually use the brass shield in this particular run. If you didn't get a brass shield, just use your normal shield, and I would say the broadsword. And I'll explain why in a moment. I'm assuming everybody still has the Gravitas Ash of War on the longsword. Equip that because we're going to pass by a couple of bats, and the easiest way to bring them down is to use the Gravitas Ash of War. And here I'm going to try to farm some more flight pinions. And he shoots. And swing and a miss. Alright, can't win them all. Okay, jump down here. And we're going towards, ultimately, Dragonburnt runes, which is off to the east here. Let's push to the east. You see Dragonburnt runes there. There's the bat. If that bat gives you some problems, use the Gravitas Ash of War to bring them down. Here, we're not going to clear Dragonburnt runes. We're just here for one reason. That's to get a Stonesword key. Okay, now it's around the back here in this little room. So get your sneak on. Sneak around the back. And here you have to deal with a rat and a dog. Grab the Stonesword key and just hang out here, wait for the dog. The dog's waiting to ambush you as you come out, so you just peek out, wait for it. You're going to back off and do a guard counter. Wait for him to attack. Strong attack as soon as he attacks. Guard counter, finish him off. Alright, now having gotten the Stonesword key, we're going to go back to the round table. And I think I went to the first step. Site of Grace by mistake. Should be going to the round table. At the round table, you're going to run past the fireplace, take the route that you normally take down to the blacksmith, and this time you're going to go past the blacksmith and down these stairs here. All the way down the stairs, hook around to the left, and all the way down here. And you're going to use your Stonesword key on this statue here. This will dissipate the fog door, and you can go in and raid this chest right here. Why, Slack? Because you're going to get Crepus's Black Key Crossbow, which is a kick-ass crossbow that has a fantastic range, and you're going to get 20 free Black Key bolts. And now we're going to take on Stormgate. In case you've been wondering how in the world are we going to get through Stormgate on foot, I'm going to show you. Make sure you put your Sacred Blade Ash Boar on the Great Axe. And that's pretty much it. That and the crossbow with fantastic range. Make sure you have some sleep pots ready to go. Here I should probably be, yeah, there we go, spiked cracked here. And I think I'm going to swap out for the green spill crystal tier as well. No, I didn't. No, I left in the crimson crystal tier just in case we get in trouble with the troll. Anyways, in Stormgate, which everybody and their monkey's uncle just goes blasting through on the horse. I don't think anybody bothers to take down all the enemies in Stormgate. There is a giant troll that drops down, and there's 4 archers. I mean, it's an absolute hell of a situation when you first enter. It's total hell. That's why everybody goes running through. But we have no choice. We have to take it down. You can actually speed run through Stormgate on foot. I have done it. You will take some heat. You'll take a lot of heat, but it's possible. But it's a lot easier to fight your way through, and I'm going to show you how. Start by equipping your normal bolts with the crossbow. Two-hand the crossbow, and use precision aim by pressing the guard button, and you're going to aim for the head of this archer right here. Aim right for his head, and this will probably make him start shooting back at you, so you can get another body shot in before he starts to advance. Then you back off and get around the corner here, and the whole idea is to draw out all these archers to make them advance on your position so that they can get within Sacred Blade range, and then you can just finish them off. It's important that you kill all these archers before you advance into Stormgate, because otherwise you're going to be dealing with the archers and the giant troll, and it's just a total clusterfuck. Pardon my French, but it's a total clusterfuck. You don't want that. It's hard enough dealing with that when we have access to our health flasks. With no health flask, you know, it's just impossible. Here I'm just shooting a bolt at the hedgehog there to draw this dagger soldier out. See, he's hearing this sound, he's going to come out. This may or may not work. There he is. Here he's like patrolling, like pacing back and forth. If he's in that mode, don't do anything. And we're going to start working the left side. Here on the left side, you can take cover behind these rocks here, right here. At this location, you can shoot them, but they can't shoot you. As you can see, their bolts are being blocked by the rocks. Same thing, aim for the head, and your objective is to get them to rush you. As soon as they start advancing, back off and see if they can sucker one of them to come all the way down. Typically, they stop a little bit and they try to shoot you again. As soon as the one comes close, back off, hide behind here, and that usually gets them to go all the way down. This one's pacing back and forth with his shield up, so just ignore him. Don't waste any bolts on him. And that was Mr. Fumblefingers making an appearance. Not his best work. Okay, so any soldier that does not have his shield up is the target. When they advance, switch over to your great axe, sacred blade to finish him off. Rinse and repeat with the other one. You want at least 3 archers down before you advance into Stormgate. You want the 2 archers on the left side down, and you want 1 archer on the right side down, at the very least. Sometimes you can do better, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Okay, so he's got his shield up, so don't waste any bolts. He's just going to block and then continue his agenda. Now, back to the right side. This dagger soldier, this is typical. He finally stopped pacing back and forth, and he'll just stand there in the middle. And you can finish him off with bolts. Occasionally this will draw out the 4th or the 2nd archer on the right side. Occasionally. Most of the time it doesn't. I got lucky here. Don't worry if it doesn't happen for you. Okay, so this guy is in crossbow mode, so he doesn't have his shield up, so he's making himself an open target. Keep working on these guys. You can hear the guy advancing on the left. Back off. Great axe, sacred blade, finish him off. There we go. So now both archers on the left side are down. Now what I'm doing is I'm continuing to working on this final archer here, who typically stays behind the hedgehog. So if this doesn't happen for you, if he doesn't reveal himself, don't worry. Like I said, your mission is complete now. You've got the 2 archers on the left down and 1 archer on the right down. But I'm taking advantage of this opportunity, trying to finish him off. He's really hard to draw out. Trying to get a line of fire on him. There, I finally nailed him. So now he's advancing a little bit, but he's really cagey. What he's trying to do is sucker you into Stormgate so that the troll will drop down, and then you have to deal with him and the troll at the same time. See, this is what he's doing now. That's his objective. Hang out in the middle there. That was another another special appearance by Mr. Fumblefingers. Once again, not his best work. Usually he gets me in deep shit. Okay, ran out of bolts, but we have plenty more. Don't use the black key bolts unless here I actually decided to use them because this guy, the black key bolts, they do scarlet rot damage. The only time I use them is when a soldier like this is just obstinately in shield mode, and if you hit him his shield with a scarlet rot bolt, that'll make him advance. Now here's what you're going to do after you get the 2 archers on the left down and 1 on the right down. You're going to advance, stand behind this tree, make sure that this guy, who may be still hidden behind the hedgehog, doesn't advance. If he's hidden behind the hedgehog, he may now simply be coming out from behind the hedgehog to advance on your position, because that's their assignment. That's what they do. As soon as you enter this area, make sure you do not go past this tree. And here I'm hit him with one of the black key bolts. As you can see, it does scarlet rot damage. Made him advance. Finish him off with the sacred blade rather. Done and done. Now all the archers are down. This is ideal. Okay, now we can start sneaking up the right side. Stick to the right side in sneak mode. Alright, this will spawn the troll. Get into the bushes right here and just wait. Just wait right here. Now the troll always does the same thing. He'll turn towards you a little bit, advance a little bit, and then turn straight ahead. Wait for it, see? Advances a little bit, looks like he spotted you, but he doesn't. Then he turns straight ahead. At this point, you can sneak past him. Sneak past him. And if you didn't take care of the final archer on the right, he will probably get upset now and start chasing you. But just simply continue up here up to this position here, and you're going to take cover here. And then you can use that as cover to draw out the final archer if you didn't kill him already, and kill him with Sacred Blade. And then you're going to sneak down this side here and backstab this dagger soldier here. Sneak up. Make sure you stay in sneak mode. You don't want to rouse the troll. Backstab with the great axe. Finish him off. Back in sneak mode. Very quiet. Don't want to wake up the troll. And you're going to double check over on this side to make sure all the bad boys are down. Check it very carefully. All the bad boys are down. Now, this entire lower section of Stormgate is clear of soldiers. Best thing to do now is clear the upper end of Stormgate as well before we take down the troll. That way we have lots of elbow room in case the troll gives us a lot of problems. The priority up here is the bugle boy. Okay, so he's sitting there right in the center. Do a headshot with a crossbow and immediately follow up with another shot. Immediately follow up. This will interrupt his bugle call. You may kill him or you may not, but at the very least the second shot will interrupt his bugle call. Don't worry if he blows his horn and they all rush you. You can just go out into the center of the road there and use your Sacred Blade to gun down all the soldiers rushing you. It's just going to be a little more hectic. But if you're lucky enough, you could be able to shoot down the bugle boy before he blows his bugle and alert all the rest of the enemies here. And now I'm just going to sneak up here. And I think I threw a fire pot at this guy. That's an instant kill. Once again, fire pots scale with strength, and our strength is getting pretty high now. Well, higher than other character classes at this point in the game. Here you can actually, I did another fire pot, and there's one more soldier hidden in the bushes there. Don't be fooled, he's right in there. Use your lock on to find him. And here I did a charge attack to break his stance, and critical hit to finish him off. And you're going to get the enemy group refill. Watch for it. See the little blue streak coming in, and all your flasks get refilled. That means that all the enemies in this area are dead. That just leaves the troll. Alright, we're going to use the same strategy, the safe strategy with the troll. That's broadsword, square off strong ×2, which will break his stance. Go around the front, critical hit with the great axe, and then throw sleep pot. I think I throw a sleep pot and then finish him off with another critical hit. And this should be fairly easy because the troll is stationary, so you can sneak right up. I did take some heat. He did a stomp. You can take 1 or 2 stomps. If he goes into apeshit stomp mode though, you're pretty much screwed. Don't worry, that happens once in a while. Okay, target his leg. Square off strong once. Oh, he did a swipe, sorry. A swipe and a smackdown. There's my second square off. That brought him down. Switch over to the great axe, go around the front. Hit the orange. Get a critical hit. Lock on, sleep pot, run in between his legs. Make sure you run in between his legs because he's not asleep yet. So he'll do a sword slam and then he'll finally fall asleep. Then you can go around, do a critical hit. That's the safest way to take down a troll, using a sleep pot. And finish him off with a charge attack or a strong attack. Now if you feel daring, what you could do is, after you bring him down with the square off strong and switch over to your great axe and do a critical hit, you could just target him and do a charge attack and a strong attack, and you might be able to break his stance again, but maybe not. So that's why the safest thing to do is throw a sleep pot. You might even be able to finish him off if you do a charge attack, strong attack, and then just spam the attack button. You might be able to finish him off. It's a little risky, especially because he's in sword mode. And that's it. That's how to take down Stormgate on foot. It is doable. If you pulled it off, give yourself a big pat on the back, because even players who play without rules of engagement, any special rules of engagement, always skip Stormgate. Everybody skips Stormgate. I'm going to collect the second golden seed here. Make sure you push it to this field to the east to find a group of chairs here with a corpse sitting in the chair, and grab 3 free smithing stones right there. Alright? And then we're going to push to the north to this big rocky plateau. And this is where we'll find the Stormhill Shack Site of Grace. And we're going to sign up there. Now, was that worth the price of admission or what? Huh? If you thought so, please give the old Slackster a big old thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, post a comment, stuff like that there, and I'll see you next time for some No Horse Challenge. Hey guys, real walkthroughs like these are an endangered species here on YouTube. For a complete lowdown on the YouTube video game walkthrough scene, check out my Patreon page, and please consider making a donation to yours truly, Major Slack, to help keep real walkthroughs alive on YouTube. You can donate as little as $1. That's $1, that's all. That's all it takes, alright? Thanks a lot, really appreciate it.